Breaking news. U.S. worse off than before Trump's North Korea summit amid fresh WW3 fears. The United States is in a worse position with North Korea than before Donald Trump met Kim Jong-un as war threats between the two countries intensify. An expert has warned. The latest warning comes after Mr. Trump delivered a stunning U-turn last Friday when he abruptly canceled a visit by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to North Korea, publicly acknowledging for the first time that his effort to get Kim Jong-un to denuclearize had stalled. He partly blamed China for his insufficient progress with North Korea and suggested that talks with Pyongyang, led so far by his top diplomat, could be on hold until after Washington resolved its bitter trade dispute with Beijing. This sparked a furious reaction from North Korea, with state newspaper Rodong Sinmun accusing Washington of double-dealing attitudes and hatching a criminal plot to unleash war. The newspaper said, "We cannot but take a serious note of the double-dealing attitudes of the U.S. as it is busy staging secret drills involving man-killing special units while having a dialogue with a smile on its face. The U.S. would be sadly mistaken if it thinks that it can browbeat someone through tried gunboat diplomacy. Such acts prove the U.S. is hatching a criminal plot to unleash a war against North Korea." The decision to cancel Mr. Pompeo's planned trip came as a surprise, as just a day earlier, the Secretary of State had confirmed it was going ahead. Sean King, senior vice president at public policy and business development firm Park Strategies, claimed China and Russia have been able to take advantage of the lack of progress between the U.S. and North Korea, with Donald Trump's tactics unnerving other global superpowers. He told CNBC, "We are worse off than where we were when the summit happened because, in the meantime, China and Russia have alleviated sanctions pressure on North Korea. We've also unilaterally canceled our military exercises with South Korea, with our own president even labeling these exercises provocative, which certainly unnerved Japan." Mr. Trump and Kim Jong-un met in Singapore on June 12, and while both presented positive news from the historic event, most notably the North Korean leader agreeing to denuclearization, Mr. King suggested their conversations may have been lost in translation. He suggested that much of the problem may also have been down to a difference of opinion on strategy within the White House. Mr. King said, "Trump thinks Kim, said he will give up his nukes and then we will work towards some kind of peace deal. But in Kim's mind, it is the end of the U.S.-South Korea alliance first and then maybe he will denuclearize. You have a professional staff that is talking a hard line, and the president feels he could do his own deal based on personal chemistry. It is like we have two parallel administrations and North Korea is trying to exploit that." Since the cancellation of Mr. Pompeo's visit, the U.S. and North Korea have again become embroiled in a war of words and traded blows, stoking up renewed fears war could break out between the two countries. In a letter delivered directly Mr. Pompeo, North Korean officials furiously warned that talks on nuclear disarmament are in serious danger, declaring negotiations were again at stake and may fall apart. It continued to say that Kim's government now felt that plans to disarm could not move forward. The letter added, "The U.S. is still not ready to meet North Korean expectations in terms of taking a step forward to sign a peace treaty.